I'm Uncle Daniel.
Bloody hell, I have failed to find fish and chips around here. Guess Chinatown will do.
MSG, 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 MSG.
What now? Is that the smell of MSG? Let's go in that restaurant.
MSG, MSG.
Wow, Uncle Daniel, look at this fried rice. It is glistening. You know what that means? MSG masterpiece.
No MSG, no umami. The shop already 10 out of 10 just based on the smell.
Westerners don't understand it. They think MSG is poison, but Doritos ketchup full of MSG. Double standard.
Ooh.
Waiter, a cup of water, please. My throat feels like the Sahara Desert. And my oh my, is that a yellow bird?
Hiya, so you okay? Are Chinese fried rice too flavorful for you?
Flavorful? It's poison. That's why I'm sweating like the Queen's corgis in a heat wave.
So dramatic. One bite of MSG and you hallucinate. Maybe it's not the MSG. Maybe it's your imagination.
Chef,
What?
does this fried rice have MSG in it?
Hi, are you in Chinatown? And you ask if I got MSG? Of course, MSG. What you think? The fried rice flavor comes from magic? MSG is like white powder of Asians, you know?
Wow, he really doesn't know how to eat. No MSG, no flavor.
You can eat MSG. You don't know how to eat. You call this symptom. You can even eat fried rice. Hiya. Refined taste. You sweaty, itchy, and see yellow bird. That's not refined. So weak. Even Chinese kid can eat MSG and then play ping pong. Hiya. Next time bring your own food, ah. No MSG. Your food will taste like sadness.
MSG is art lah. You eat salted cheese, but you can't accept MSG. You also eat ketchup lah. That's all MSG. Your problem is MSG is your imagination lah.
Imagination? Explain why my skin feels like ants waltzing on it and sweating like Prince Charles on tax day.
Wow, so dramatic. Maybe you allergy, but let's not blame MSG. Asians have been eating it for decades. Happy and healthy. Must be a British thing, like bad food and colonial guilt.
Let's think about the environment, huh? Creating MSG produces a lot of pollutants and the fermentation process is impossible to treat.
Oh, now you care about the environment. You guys design so many factories. Don't blame Asian on the little flavoring crystals.
Well then let's talk about ethics. You use MSG to trick people into liking bad food. How deceitful.
Trick people? If it tastes good, then it's not bad food. Okay? You think McDonald's isn't doing the same thing, but no one blames them because they're not Chinese.
Let's not forget MSG makes food so delicious and affordable at the same time. Without it, people in China will like so sad. Price will be skyrocketing. You think everyone can afford truffle oil? See, the problem isn't even MSG. The problem is ignorance. Stop blaming the seasoning.
Next time, serve Benedict. Bring your own bland food. No MSG, no umami, but at least no yellow birds.
So this is your water. It also has MSG. Because it tastes good.
What? This is preposterous.
This video is very racist, is poorly edited, and overall very poorly made. However, it shows us one very important thing. It is a sarcastic demonstration of how the Westerners perceived Chinese and Chinese restaurants because of the chemical MSG in 1990s US. So, what were everyone's key takeaways from the video?
Oh, teacher.
How about you, Daniel?
MSG can kill people, right?
No. Let me correct you here. So many organizations such as the FDA and ESFA have categorized MSG as safe to eat, and despite many people saying that it's harmful to eat, explaining their symptoms, it's actually not medically proven at all.
But MSG can cause cancer, right?
No, that's not medically proven.
How about headache, skin itchy? When I eat MSG, I feel like my head is about to like crash.
Unless you're allergic to MSG or you have MSG sensitivity or you overdosed, it's not medically proven to happen.
Okay, then probably I got allergies, so that's not why MSG are bad, right?
No.
That's just your personal problem, man.
Yeah. Okay, and we can see that a lot of misinformation, particularly around prejudices towards MSG, is seen in the video, but they did have some valid points, such as the environmental impacts of producing MSG. Does anyone remember?
Oh, I remember that. So MSG's fermentation process is actually very harmful towards the environment, and factory-made MSG, they also create a lot of pollution.
And what about, do you think any of the sarcastic jokes and remarks, do you think any of them had importance?
Oh, like I think the video mentioned how MSG is in chips and ketchup, but it's just how white people and like the Western people don't know that there's MSG in it, so
It's despite many saying MSG is in Chinese foods and those causes their symptoms, it's also actually in a lot of Western foods such as chips, Doritos, and ketchup. So these also make your skin irritate if you do acknowledge their existence. But no, it's just misinformation, man.
Okay, now that we've watched the video, let's answer the question. Does MSG consumption pose legitimate health risks, or is the concern over the Chinese restaurant syndrome an unfounded myth that stems from cultural misunderstandings in the 1990s US?
Well, I think it's safe to say that it only stems from cultural misunderstanding. What do you think, Daniel?
but MSG really caused my skin to be itchy and my headache.
Daniel. Although MSG can still pose legitimate health risks to allergic people, just like how peanut butter can make people allergic to peanut butter very sick.
But how about the environment issue? MSG really caused bad environmental impact.
Well, that's a good point. What do you think?
Well, I agree with both of you. Of course, allergic reactions are something to consider in terms of health impacts, but at the same time, the harm of MSG, and it was pretty exaggerated because of discrimination towards the Chinese in the past. And as for environmental impacts, a lot of things produced today aren't very friendly toward the environment. So it's important, but it's not that significant.
Wow, great point, teacher.
So do you guys think MSG as a chemical should be used in society or not?
Well, I mean, there are still a lot of positive things that come out of MSG. For example, the umami taste that makes food taste so good. That's the whole reason why people bought it in the first place, right? Plus, there's only 1/3 of the sodium that comes out of MSG from normal salt, and that's really good on your kidneys. And finally, there are actually no legitimate medically proven health risks of MSG, so yeah.
But there's still a lot of mysterious cases of like people dying because of MSG. Like the one that US National Library of Medicine posted. The research paper stated that MSG could be fatal.
Well, until it's actually medically proven with evidence, I guess we'll never know.
I guess not.